you're my first viewer. Hello, pickled crabs. All right, peeps. Here we go with, today is another day. Okay, let me start again because my brain is not on. Hello, happy Friday. Thank you all for joining in. Hello. I like the little waving, the little hand emoticon that waves. A couple notes. One thing, I'm much closer to the paper, as you can probably gather, because this way maybe you can see my letter forms a little better. If not, let me know. This is kind of like a what works for you type thing. And number two, last week's learning letters, which was the letter E, Instagram wouldn't let it save. So I tried a bajillion ways to save it. Nothing worked. And therefore, this one, we're gonna fingers crossed that it actually lets me save it and put it on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, the reason the video is sideways is because this is actually an Instagram live video and not just because I have terrible taste in picking the camera angle. So here, let's go ahead and let me know, because I'm wondering if you want to see how I create my letters. Like, do you want to know each stroke, or do you just want to kind of see what kind of letters I create so that I know what to focus on? Hello! Why, hello! And we have the same pens as last time. I have my two Pilot Parallels. I have my Pilot Metropolitan and my Lamy Safari, my Pilot Metal Falcon, and I switched from the Sailor Fresca. This is to the Sailor 1911 standard size, and this is the Anderson Pens Peacock, and I thought it would be really nice just to like play with this one a bit. And this one also has a music nib. Ooh, is that in focus? No, it's not. Well, anyway, that's all. You get the idea. Okay, you like seeing the letters more than step by step. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So today we are creating the L, and I already prepped a couple L's beforehand. Here's a couple of my prepped L's so that I can have some things to remember, so that I'm not just like randomly winging it as we go, even though that's kind of what I'm going to do anyway. Peacock. Peacock. Although I don't think that's the noise peacocks make. No, it's not. So let us start with the Pilot Parallel 6mm, and I'm going to do one of my favorites, which is the like old English style. Now, again, these have been sitting in a 15 degrees Celsius room, so let's just make sure they're nice and inky still. That's good enough. Okay. I probably should not leave them in a really cold room, because I'm pretty sure the ink just like perishes in there. Okay. The L. So I'm just going to draw it. Oh, you know what? I think my ink is completely frozen. Frozen. So in that case, I've just primed the feet a little. Okay, I'm going to continue with this. Okay. I really like this one because it looks really fancy and complicated, but it's actually not. That's my old English style. Oh my God, you heard the telephone? I'm so sorry. It's just impossible. Ugh, there's no way to have absolute silence. So, okay, what this one combines is like really nice tails, and I really like the tails. The Gourmet hotline, yes. Yes, if you call it, you get me. That's not very interesting. This is one of my favorite L's, as I mentioned. Sorry, favorite styles, as I mentioned. It's pretty cool. It looks really classy. And if you do this with a smaller nib, let's hope this one has not frozen. This one's okay. You just have to draw it smaller so that it still looks proportional, but it's so clean. Probably should have made that tail a little longer. Let me do that again. It's just so pretty. It's really tiny, isn't it? Maybe I should stick to the parallels for your viewability. So all of these so far have been this Old English style. And you don't have to put these little tails in, of course. I mean, that's kind of what I usually do. Let's switch to something a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing a little better. So I always put this one in. And then I always do this. But say you just want to leave it at that. Doesn't look terrible. Or you can do that and just put one tail. You can do it and put two tails. You can do it and put two tails and this. Or you can do, I know, you've probably figured this out, but just so you can see the variation. That was a horrible L, I'm sorry. It's a really elegant lettering style, and I really enjoy it. And I remember when I first started learning this, I looked at it and I thought, oh, okay, that's impossible. Like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do this. And I just kept practicing it, and before you know it, it just becomes like a second nature, and it's just not that hard anymore. And I enjoy playing around with it. Like, I like to add some of my own flourishes to it. So it might not look, as I said, it might not look like a classic Old English. This is my Old English style. Okay, I don't know why I took this cap off, because the next thing I was going to do was like an uncial style. So uncial is cute, but not particularly complicated in terms of the creation of the letter. I find it more difficult in getting the spacing consistent. So that's basically it. Probably less of a tail there, maybe more like this. Is this visible in yellow? Yes, it is. Okay. So far we have created H-E-L. Someone in there already knows where this is going. Should we try the peacock? The peacock I typically use this one more for like a modern look. And the great thing about like the modern style calligraphy is you can basically do anything that you want. Ooh, what's coming next? You're gonna have to tune in next week to find out. Really nice. I can absolutely hold the notebook closer. Again, up here, this is an Old English style. This is an uncial, and this is just like a modern calligraphy mess. All right. Okay. Another fun one that I enjoy is let me use the big, I think the big one is probably the easiest to see, so let's continue with that. I'm going to turn the page because it can be right up at the top here. Right up at the top of the page. Is that weird? Yep, definitely weird. An italic. I'm really not good at italic, so this is kind of like a guess. Your son says I do the most beautifulest things. Oh, well, your son is very sweet. Thank you very much. That's always nice to hear. This one's pretty easy. So, if you're looking to start calligraphy that is not a Spencerian or a copperplate style, which requires like a line variation, like a dip nib or a flexible nib, I would highly recommend the Pilot Parallel 6mm, which is this size. And the reason for that is it's the easiest way to see in in like in a very visible, tangible way what errors you're making. So it's the most like large way to see how you shape your letters and to see what's going wrong. So if you are looking for just one pen out of all of these to start with, I would go with this one. And then you can upgrade to a different pen further down the road as you get more comfortable. Or if you don't like it, I mean, that's always possible. I know not everybody is as crazy about this as I am. Obviously they're wrong, but I think this is great for starting with. And this is the first one I got out of the entire set. Okay, next thing is a like a Gothic style, which is, I mean, the Gothic small L is pretty easy. It's just, it's very blocky, I guess. There we go. And let me see what else I have on my list. Another one I enjoy is like a bastardized Gothic, which is similar in style, but like similar to the Gothic style, but it's more like, this is what it's called. It's actually called the bastardized style. So it's more flowing. It's more just like throw this out there. So I'm going to just show you one. So it's just like, oh, I throw that there and I throw that there. And it looks kind of ridiculous because I'm horrible at it. And I'm like, this is not a style that I'm very good at. But the fun thing about this particular style is you get to use the shape of the parallel nib quite a bit. So it's like, oh, throw that there and throw that there. And in a way, the messier you make it and like the more you throw your flourishes around, the better it looks. Maybe not in my case, but like if you actually are good at it. So if I do like the H, I would do something like this. And then the E would be something like that. And then the L, I would do something like that. So I'm not going to write another L because that's weird. But it kind of gives you a feel for the style, which is like a messy, casual, loose style. And I really enjoy it. And I think it's funny that it's called like the bastardized Gothic, because it's just, it's like someone has taken the Gothic, the beauty of Gothic, and ruined it, which is basically what I've done here. Yes, I have ruined it. Another thing you can use is your Pilot Falcon. This is a soft fine. So this is, as you can see, the shape of the nib. It lets you have a bit of flexibility. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff that a lot of you already know, but this is more so if somebody's watching on YouTube, or if you're new and you don't really know, like if you've never really used these nibs and you're unfamiliar with how they work, just to give you an idea. This nib is better for more flexibility, so if you want more line variation there. Yes, oh, I'm smelling the ink. It smells so good. I'm gonna turn back here, and I'm gonna go down to the bottom of the page here. The ink in this one is Bung Box Dandyism, and it smells really good. Have you figured out what's next week's letter yet? Probably. You probably know. Was that weird? Yes, it was. Okay, and then the other one I was going to do, but I don't actually know what this one is called. This is kind of like a, you know, again, when you just use the big nib. It's kind of like a messy one that I'm still kind of learning this one myself, so I'm going to show you as best as I can. And this one is basically a straight L. And then it has a tail there that joins into your L, and then a tail off it. So you can also do it in one go if you're skilled, which I am not quite, and get that look. And what nib was on the Falcon? This one is a soft fine size. The soft extra fine will give you more line variation because of course it starts out as an extra fine instead of a fine, but it's a little more scratchy because it's so fine. So I think the soft fine is like a nice in between, you know, where you get line variation but you don't have a scratchy writing experience. This one is great for practicing your cursive. I really enjoy it. Okay, I'll just hold this up again just so we can take a look. These are really hideous. I'm still working on them. Sorry. But I just want to show you that it is a style option you can always work on. Flip this there. If you guys have any tips or suggestions that you would like me to do something differently, just let me know. We're kind of learning all together here, and I don't really know what would be ideal for you in terms of your learning, so just let me know. You can leave a comment on the blog post, or you can just let me know here. You can send us a YouTube comment. All right. Okay, everyone. I hope that was sort of helpful, and at the very least, fun. And that's pretty much everything for today. So thank you again for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday and a lovely weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.